This week I wanted to talk about Cinematic Reference Resource Library. So there's a site that I've mentioned before, evanerichards.com, and I've been using this for several years. He has a very good library set up with an index for alphabetically that you can go through. It lists the cinematographer and the date. It also has Academy Awards so that you can actually look through and see the cinematographer and the film and the year, if it won or just nominated. And some of them have updated already, and he's constantly adding more and more content here. And what's great with some of his newer images, it's actually at 4K resolution for some films. So it's as easy as just clicking on the image, making it enlarge, and save image as. Here you can see beautiful quality every few seconds through the film, and you can basically just go through a whole film, find any images that you find great to have as reference or to be inspired by, try different lighting scenarios, the whole range. And he has a bunch of good films. It's really been expanding. Barry Lyndon, amazing film. Just really good just to kind of go through films and look at the lighting, look at the composition, see the framing, really get a sense of depth of field, the camera, the lenses. And then typically I'll use this a lot to sketch from, to be inspired by, and make a collection of images that I'll save onto my desktop and put into a folder. So right here you can see he's got 249 films, over 100,000 screenshots. And he's just doing this on his own. He has a donate page to help out, but it's a great resource, very easy to load up. You can just use any web browser and then click and save. So again, evanerichards.com, great resource. Now another one that I've come recently to know of is ShotDeck.com. ShotDeck has a very robust amount of features. It has over 139,000 shots, 1,400 films. On the bottom of the first page, you have top films, top directors, cinematography, keywording. You have some top shots that have been searched. You can expand, click on any image or name, and it'll send you to a link. So this has all the cinematography done by Emmanuel. And you can have different formats for how to view the images, small, large, list per movie, so you have them collected, which is kind of nice, so that way you can see each movie that he's worked on that's been categorized on this website. And it's very similar to that respect of Evan E. Richards, but what it has more, one, it has more films, and it has more search parameters and more keying for it. So you can browse by shots. On the left hand side here you have a whole search parameter that you can do. So if we wanted to look at Blade Runner 2049, like we just did on Evan's site, here you see. And what's unique here is you can find where to stream the movie, which is kind of nice. And then you get a lot of metadata about who worked on it, actors, and you can see there's links for the actors. So there's a very robust set of features within here. Here you can see the same information, but production designer, the format, the framing for that particular image, like a little bit about the camera. So there's definitely a deeper dive of information that this ShotDeck, which is still in its beta form, allows, and it's really a little bit more robust for its feature setups. What you can see, and I heard of this through Jan Urschel's one of his tutorials, and tried it out and signed up, and I was very, very impressed with ShotDeck. So I think I would probably be going between the two, my usual places, but ShotDeck might very quickly take over, because you can see here the keywords and the search patterns. Like I can do a search for lighting, and I could do backlit, I could do silhouette. There's a really deep dive of features here, and it's pretty amazing. Here's a list of all the films alphabetically, and you can see there's quite a bit of content in here. You can just search through, and here if you just do the film and go under the letter, it'll have the title card for the movie, and then you can just click through and look at it. Now it does have a nice thing on that bottom left in the search parameters. There's your decks, and you can create a deck of your own images that you want to put together, which is really nice. I'm going to have a link to Jan does an intro on ShotDeck as well, and let him talk about it a little bit. But one of the things that I mentioned earlier that is interesting, here's ShotDeck's image from Blade Runner that I'll download, and then from Evan E. Richards' website and download. And what you can see, the one thing that ShotDeck doesn't have that Evan E. Richards is doing on some of the more high-def films is he actually has 4K imagery, which is really nice. So you can see same image basically, or close to the same image from the movie, but off of ShotDeck we're at a 1920 resolution, whereas coming from some of Evan's things are pretty close to 4K. So that is a nice feature. And that's about it. So start clicking away.